Every year, the world consumes over 4.3 million tons of kiwi fruit, yet most people have never seen what lies behind each emerald slice. And New Zealand exports more than 600,000 tons of kiwi fruit, generating over $3 billion, making it one of the country's most successful agricultural stories. Kiwi is far more than a supermarket fruit. It is the product of decades of breeding, meticulous pruning systems, climate science, and a global network of packhouses operating with near-surgical precision. But how does a delicate climbing vine grow into an orchard capable of feeding millions? Why does the kiwi require such careful handling? And what kind of technology allows factories to measure sweetness, firmness, and internal quality without ever cutting the fruit open? Today, we slow down the pace and sink into the heart of New Zealand to uncover how kiwi is truly grown, harvested, and processed to make kiwi from a small, humble fruit became a giant in global agriculture. Welcome back to AgriTech Smart, where we explore agriculture not just as farming, but as an art form powered by science. In this video, we unravel the kiwi's entire life cycle, from winter pruning and pollination, to the final moment the fruit is packed inside a temperature-controlled container. This is the hidden world behind the emerald fruit. Let's begin. New Zealand's kiwi industry begins with a single critical choice: genetic selection. Growers rely on elite cultivars such as Hayward Green, Gold 3, Sun Gold, and new red-fleshed varieties, each one engineered for sweetness, durability, and long storage life. In specialized nurseries, vines are evaluated with scientific precision, from sugar potential and chlorophyll density to disease resistance and firmness, ensuring that only the strongest plants begin the journey toward commercial orchards. The country's volcanic soils provide a naturally fertile and well-drained foundation, but New Zealand growers elevate this advantage through technology. Before planting, every orchard block is analyzed using LiDAR mapping, soil moisture sensors, and historical climate models to optimize sunlight exposure and protect vines from coastal winds. Instead of seeds, farmers plant grafted vines, pairing vigorous rootstocks with elite science to guarantee consistent fruit size and flavor across decades of production. Once planted, young vines are trained along trellis and pergola systems that create a broad, horizontal canopy, a living ceiling that shapes airflow, sunlight distribution, and the orchard's internal microclimate. For the first 2 years, farmers focus on structure rather than fruit, removing early flowers and carefully managing the angle and spacing of each cane. These early decisions set the foundation for 20 to 30 years of productivity, determining yield potential, vine strength, and fruit uniformity. New Zealand's climate provides the final piece of the equation. Kiwi requires 600 to 800 chill hours, warm summers, stable humidity, and frost-free springs. Conditions found most consistently in the Bay of Plenty, the nation's kiwi fruit capital. Here, weather stations and soil sensors monitor every shift in temperature, moisture, and wind. By the 3rd year, the bare young vines have matured into a dense, productive canopy, transforming the orchard into a biological factory of green, gold, and red kiwi. Each fruit the result of thousands of precise choices made long before harvest. Late spring transforms the orchard into a canopy of creamy white blossoms. Kiwi flowers are unusual. Male flowers produce pollen, while female flowers produce the fruit, forcing growers to design orchards with the perfect ratio, typically one male for every 6 to 8 female vines. But the true heroes of this stage are the bees. Kiwi pollen is sticky and heavy. Without bees, the flowers would remain unfertilized. To ensure effective pollination, farmers place 7 to 14 beehives per hectare, depending on the variety. Yet the window is incredibly short. Each kiwi flower is only receptive for 3 to 5 days. Rain, wind, or temperatures below 13 degrees Celsius can reduce pollination so drastically that yields may drop by 30 to 40%. As bees dance between the blossoms, each tiny grain of pollen becomes a promise of fruit. The entire orchard hums with activity, because in a matter of days, the critical moment will be over. After pollination, the petals fall away, leaving behind tiny, fuzzy berries no larger than a green pea. These early fruits will grow for the next 4 months, swelling, accumulating sugars, balancing their acids, and developing their iconic emerald color. From this moment on, every drop of water, every ray of sunlight, and every leaf on the canopy influences the final flavor of the fruit. As temperatures rise, kiwi vines demand precise water management. A mature orchard needs 900 to 1,200 millimeters of irrigation annually, but timing matters more than quantity. Soil moisture probes and automated valves deliver water exactly when the roots require it. Too much water dilutes flavor. Too little restricts fruit size. Beneath the green canopy, technology quietly maintains balance. At the same time, farmers shape the vine's architecture to manage light. Kiwi vines can burn easily under strong sun, so the canopy must be dense enough to shade the fruit, yet open enough to allow light penetration for sugar accumulation. This balance is achieved through constant pruning and shoot thinning during summer. Pests and diseases remain an ongoing threat. Bacterial canker, scale insects, and leaf rollers can weaken vines or damage the fruit surface. Modern orchards use biological controls, targeted sprays, drone-based canopy mapping, and disease prediction models. These tools reduce chemical use by 30 to 50% while improving fruit uniformity. By late summer, the fruit has reached its full size, but size alone doesn't mean harvest. Kiwi harvest does not depend on color or softness, but on 2 scientific markers: soluble solids content, bricks, and dry matter. These determine how sweet the fruit will become during ripening. For green kiwi, the minimum bricks is around 6.5 to 7.0 degree. Yellow varieties require 10 to 12 degrees. Teams collect samples from across the orchard and analyze them in mobile field labs. Only when dry matter meets export standards can the harvest begin. Kiwi bruises extremely easily. Pickers wear soft cotton gloves and cradle each fruit with one hand while gently rolling it upward to detach it from the vine. The motion is slow, smooth, and practiced. Each picker may harvest up to 1.5 tons of fruit per day during peak season. Fruit is transferred into padded bins and loaded onto trailers heading to the packhouse. Every hour counts. Once harvested, kiwis must be cooled quickly to preserve firmness and extend storage life. As hundreds of bins leave the orchard, a convoy of trucks moves toward the packhouses, the most technologically advanced part of the kiwi industry. If orchards are shaped by nature, packhouses are built by engineers. Modern kiwi facilities resemble high-tech assembly lines capable of handling 25 to 40 tons per hour with extreme accuracy. The first stage is removing dust and pollen residues, followed by sanitized water channels that clean the fuzzy skin without damaging it. Next comes optical sorting, the miracle of modern post-harvest technology. High-speed cameras rotate each kiwi under bright lights, capturing thousands of images per second. Near-infrared sensors scan the fruit's interior, detecting imperfections, internal bruising, or water pockets long before they become visible. Machines measure size, symmetry, firmness, fuzz density, and even the predicted storage life, all without ever opening the fruit. Each kiwi is instantly diverted to its assigned grade line. Packaging is equally precise. Export-grade fruit is placed into trays according to count, typically 20 to 39 fruits per tray, and stacked into pallets before entering cold storage rooms maintained at 0 to 1 degree Celsius with 90 to 95% humidity. Under controlled atmosphere storage, kiwis can remain fresh for up to 6 months, allowing New Zealand to supply the world year-round. Finally, refrigerated containers transport the fruit across oceans, maintaining temperature and humidity from packhouse to retail shelf. When a kiwi finally reaches a breakfast table in Paris or a smoothie shop in Seoul, it carries with it a story far longer than most consumers can imagine. Inside that small emerald fruit lives months of labor, an army of bees, layers of technology, and the hands of countless workers. Every smooth slice reflects the winter pruning that shaped the canopy, the summer sunlight that sweetened the flesh, the pollination that determined the seed count, and the packhouse precision that sorted each fruit with near-perfect accuracy. Kiwi is more than an agricultural product. It is a collaboration between nature's biology and humanity's innovation. And it reminds us that even the simplest foods around us are never simple at all. This is the journey of kiwi in New Zealand, a story of how nature and innovation work together to grow one of Earth's most remarkable fruits. Thank you for watching AgriTech Smart. If you enjoyed this cinematic journey, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to support the channel. And tell us in the comments, which topic should we explore next on AgriTech Smart?